burned a lot, but I feel melancholy of the Jews because they were deprived from their rights.
The infamy Hitler caused an epidemic of extermination of all Jews.
SS guards are like autumn monkeys with no intelligence but follow the leader.
The sad part about the extermination is that the convoys escorted the Jews to gas chambers.
The gas chambers were talking gases that suffocated the lungs, which made the Jews hard to breathe.
Some Jews were burned in flames. Some Jews were burned in flames by being thrown in fire, and the flames would transcend out the chimney.
Some Jews were not dead, were shot dead by the SS men and put their corpse in guard group graves. Some were born alive, buried alive.
Jews that were rescued by humanitarian people who risked their lives to save.
Okay.
We are people without a voice. I am a Jew, so therefore I am abused. Took from my own right, crying for my own life, being separated from the ones I love, hated from the ones that I thought were above. To the left, they told me, took my own little sister and killed her before me. I am a soldier, a warrior. I am strong. They took my strength and they did me wrong. My own elderly father I had to kill. Threw him in the furnace of fire. His cries, his voices, his screams, I had to hear. Separated by age and gender, I was chose to move. I went counting my breath, trying not to look scared, facing my very own death. If only I wasn't a Jew. If only the pain I wouldn't have to subdue. If only you was walking in my shoes, the hurt I went through. If only you had my voice. The Nazis abused my own rights, deprived of my own life. But I'm here to tell you, you have a voice. We are not people without a voice. Stand up, take your choice. Yes, I am a Jew. Yes, I am a Jew. And yes, I have a choice.
The author lily symbolizes night as darkness, death, sorrow, and silence. He said, never shall I forget the smoke and the flame. He said, never shall I forget the moments that murdered my God. And never shall I forget the first night in camp that turned my whole life around. And then he said, when we were leaving the camp, when they were leaving the camp to board the train, he said the night was growing long and never ending. They were all tightly pressed in 100 to a cart, and they were all cold and lost. And then he said, when they were tightly packed into the wagon, he said the night seemed endless and never ending, and nobody had the strength to do anything.
Dear supporter, Auschwitz is a horrible place. When you get there, you'll be separated from your family. You will then have all your possessions taken away. You will come in contact with SS men. They will then pick you for the selection. If you are too old, you will die. If you are too young, you will die. When you pass the selection, you will then put into barracks. You will see some working clothes. The labor is hard, and the food is limited. If you are too weak, you will be burned into the crematorium. The flames that comes out of the chimneys are the ashes of Jews being burned. Old, young, and babies. Corpses are laid around the camp like decorations on a Christmas tree. Don't ever, and I repeat ever, appear weak to the SS men or you will die. Who are they?
They are the oppressors who wanted to exterminate people for their religion or race.
Which places and or events around the world might these poems be addressed?
genocides in countries like Pakistan, Afghanistan, and human trafficking.
What may be the consequences for those who do not speak out against injustice or oppression?
Death, punch.
How does this relate to our project?
It relates to our project because those who didn't speak out, we as young people should.
My name is Danielle. I am a young teen Jew. The German officers took my mom and little brother out of our home. We were then transported in these cars, crowded with other Jews where we can barely see down to a concentration camp. I was then separated from my little brother, men and women. I can still see him crying. My mom and I were then headed for a concentration camp named Birkenau. The sights we seen were horrifying. It felt like walking into death. The labor was harsh and the food was limited. We were so hungry. My mom and I tried to stay strong, but how can you when you know you are going to die? I've seen people die in front of me. Women were being beaten. Children were being slaughtered and starved to death daily. A German officer killed a woman because she was so weak to work. The officers have no compassion whatsoever, and I think I have lost faith in them. I don't know if I should praise him with all the horrifying things happening. Where is he? Help. Go.
The two things I cannot live without is my grandmother and my family. My grandmother is the root of all of us, and without her, I wouldn't be here. And my family holds me together when I'm falling down. Another thing, I can't live without my friends because they inspire me to do better.
Eli and his father are witnesses to death. They are witnesses because they witness heartache, death, pain, and loss of themselves. We can become witnesses for Libya by understanding and honoring the ones who was lost for fighting for their freedom and rights. It relates to the statement because forgetting those who died for what you are fighting for could be killing them again to their soul and makes them less important.
He called himself a corpse because he had suffered so much pain and lost his father. He felt that he had no reason to live. He felt that the person he was had died in the concentration camp. He can prove this death from happening in the future by reaching out to the people in need and becoming their lending hand.